Good morning and welcome back. We are here with the Shoshin Kendo Dojo, the only Kendo Dojo in Trinidad and Tobago at this point, started by Eddie DeVries. And Gerard Vallejo has just been getting into the sport. What are you allowed to do at this point?
Fortunately, as a beginner, you don't get hit much. You do more hitting, which is, good if you're interested in that kind of thing. Well, the interest accumulates. At some point, you'll get paid back. But as Eddie said earlier, it's very physical. You spend a good deal of time learning how to move, which is quite different from what you might be accustomed to in regular life. By the end of practice, your legs hurt, your arms hurt, but it's good exercise. It's good fun.
What drew you to the sport? How did you get involved?
Email. I got an email from someone promoting the class, the beginner's course. I thought, well, it's interesting. It's close to where I work. It's very affordable. So I came to check it out. When I met Eddie, I was impressed with his demeanor, the way he carried himself, and he seemed to be in good shape for a man his age. So I thought, why not? If I can look that good.
You may have to battle later when you go back to the dojo this evening.
Yeah. All right, well, tell us now your experiences as a beginner, other than the hitting and so forth. What has it done for you personally?
I am much fitter than I was 2 months ago when I started the course. It's really quite a good workout, better than lifting weights, I find. It's also very, it's combat. You get the attitude and the approach is that you're getting ready to get into a fight with someone. But at the same time, it makes you calmer. You're not quite as flustered when strange things happen compared to getting hit with a stick. The other things that happen in life don't seem to be as worrisome or troublesome anymore.
Yeah, and there is, when you talk about Kendo, it seems to inculcate that discipline, the discipline of the human character. At least that is part of the philosophy behind it. Eddie, is it very much a disciplined sport in that sense of going through these rituals in terms of making yourself focused and disciplined?
Yeah, exactly. And exactly as you mentioned, the combat scenario that we've demonstrated puts somebody under a lot of potential stress. Especially beginners. So in that context, yeah, you need to be cool under pressure, and one way to develop that is to go through your ritual, to go through your discipline, and I mean there's an element of security as well. We need to be careful. We need to watch out how we run around the dojo. So there needs to be some degree of control and discipline, obviously.
Jared mentioned the legs actually hurting, and first you think of it as all being your upper body, but you see that there's a lot of crab-like movements in there. There's a lot of lunging.
Yeah, not unlike other martial arts. It's all about the footwork. It's all about moving around. The arms and the weapon are just an accessory to the activity. Yeah.
Talking about the armor and the weapons, or watching the outfit, it looks quite complex and heavy. Is it an expensive piece of equipment?
It can be. We're lucky enough to have been given donations from Japan, from the Federation in Japan. So as far as expenses for beginners for a good number of months and years, they don't have to spend much money. They spend the money on their own swords, and depending on how much they take care of it, how hard they hit each other, they could keep them for a long time. But it is heavy. It is something to take care of, but like I said, we're lucky to have the equipment.
No, the swords have changed for this next demonstration here. Perhaps you could just describe what we're going to do.
So well, there are really two elements in Kendo. The first we demonstrated already, the basics and the actual fighting, the actual hitting each other with a bamboo stick. It's a much more of an all-out kind of activity. Right now, what you're going to see is a demonstration of the very essence of the techniques. So the kata that was defined about, again, 100 years ago, is now used as a way to teach, as a way to practice and perform and improve the technique. So it's very straightforward, about 7 different kata that is constantly repeated, to a point where you develop those skills.
Well, due to injuries sustained last week here at the Gayelle with another martial arts, we are going to move out as we let Mariko and Kwesi come in and just show us their kata.
Yes.
is now like that?
Well, so like we talked about ritual before. This is really just the ritualistic part of the kata, where they bow to each other, they align themselves, and they get started. So you'll see 7 distinct kata that are done. Very simple, very short. Well, simple, I guess, if you've practiced it. So that was the first one that showed Kwesi basically initiating the attack. And typically the initiator, the one who begins, the one who is like in real life, the one who starts the argument usually is going to lose, right?
Right.
So, and that's what's happening right now. Kwesi attacking, missing, and Mariko who counterattacks. And so those are all predefined techniques. There's no space there for interpretation. Whether you do this in Trinidad or you do this in the States or in Europe or in Japan, it's exactly the same technique. Third one, third kata, Sambome. What they're showing here, Mariko is fairly advanced. She's 4th dan. Kwesi is also quite advanced. He's one of the first students in Trinidad. So the kata demonstration is fairly advanced in terms of their skills. They're doing a good job. But they're really displaying, at their level, they're really displaying control, really very great amount of attention to the details, attention to the technique.
Tell us about the foot movement. I'm watching it and I see it's very like almost choreographed. It's like the same thing
Well,
all
in
the
this
time.
case, yeah, like I said, it's a predefined set of techniques. So it's like a little bit like dancing, really.
The concentration level seems to be high also because they're really into it. The preparation to be like at this level, because I'm watching Marivo and she's like, totally into the kata.
Well, like I said, when your level advances significantly, your focus moves from physical attributes or physical aspects to more mental aspects. That's why somebody, like you said, like old like me, can continue doing. No, because we're able to control the fights mentally without having to spend as much physical energy, and that's what we try to get our students to learn as quickly as possible. Control environment without resorting to